serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-ROC and Big Z.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the True Chicago Sports Fan Cave, this is the TCSF podcast with E-ROC and Big Z.
What's up, Z? No, we're not going to do that again. What up, y'all? What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show.
Episode 89 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF t-shirts. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your official TCSF shirts now. As always, I am Big Z, and in for my boy E-ROC is the one and only Mike LOGIK. Hey, yo.
What up, Z? What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. If you are a first-timer or a long-timer, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us a review on your listening on your listening app of your choice. You can find us on Facebook at True Chicago Fans. You can follow us on Twitter at True Chi Fans and on IG at True Chicago Sports Fans. Don't forget, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm, True Chicago Sports Fans. Go on over there and click on support, and you can subscribe for as low as 99 cents a month. Do you like the show? Are you a fan?
Yep.
Tell your friends, and they'll tell their friends, and we can all be friends.
That's right.
D, how was your week?
Man, my week was pretty good. Enjoying the last days of my spring break. I spent it kind of like either
Nice.
home or at the bar or bowling, but it's back to work for me, and the countdown begins until summer break, baby. This week, I was able to go to Monday Night Raw with my boy Jesse. We had a blast. We try to go at least to one or two shows a year, and because of COVID, we haven't been able to do that. We've been like missing. One can't go, the other one couldn't go. So it was a good time. Bowling, yes, I did bowl this week. I actually bowled 3 times this week. But your boy needed practice because he's got a new bowling ball. And this week, our team swept, and I had a couple good games. So it's really exciting. Mike, how was your week?
My week was short. Here we are. It's
Sunday.
We're recording again. It's Sunday. Let's see. Oh, there's something going on in basketball. Oh, the NCAA tournament. Yes. The only time I really watched the NCAA is during March Madness, and it's definitely been one for the books. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of lower seed teams played really well this tournament and took out a lot of the big dogs. So I just have fun watching the NCAA and some Bulls. It's not always been fun with the Bulls, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into the Bulls a little later. But, yeah, I mean, it's been a bracket-busting NCAA tournament. It's one for the books, like you said. The brackets were busted within the first, I don't know, a couple hours with all these big dogs going down. That's crazy, man.
And that's what I like, especially when I don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. I like rooting for the underdog. So, St. Peter's, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, they won the other day, and it was actually Day of the Peacock on Friday. It was Peacock Day on Friday for some reason. They came up on Google. And I should have put the house on them to win. And, of course, since I've been taking nothing but L's on my betting app, I did not do that.
You know their coach, Coach Holloway. He was an All-American same year Kobe Bryant was. Guess who won that All-American MVP?
Kobe Bryant?
It wasn't Kobe. It wasn't Kobe. It was Holloway. Shaheen Holloway.
Shit. Oh, shit.
So there's a little fun fact for the day.
There you go. Spitting knowledge.
Ladies and gentlemen, spring is here, and maybe you need a fresh start. So let me tell you about a great opportunity with our friends over at ACSI. With over 50 expert technicians in the Chicagoland area, ACSI offers a one-stop shop for telecom wiring. Whether residential cable installation, fiber to the home, or commercial structured cable wiring, ACSI is a proud partner of Comcast and is sound powered by RCN. Fans, let me tell you, the most impressive thing about ACSI, the ACSI crew did their thing during the COVID-19 pandemic, and ACSI was awarded Hasia's 2020 Contractor of the Year award. The best part is that ACSI is growing bigger and better than ever. ACSI is now hiring for field sales, technicians, and project managers. Check out acsi.tech. That's acsi.tech and click on careers to apply today. ACSI is an equal opportunity employer.
Go get you a job, baby.
So this week we go around the loop and catch up with our local teams. And this week in the bottom line, we talk about who's the biggest letdown currently in Chicago sports. All that plus stirring the pot and what you looking at. But first, this is the Big Three with Big Z.
Thanks, Mike. I'm Big Z, and you're not. Now for today's stories. Story number 1. Duke has secured a trip to the Final Four with the 78-69 victory this past Saturday night with when the chants commenced, "We want 6, we want 6." It was the Blue Devils fans, and here's what they want: a 6th national championship for the legendary Duke basketball coach K before his farewell tour ends. So because we're talking about basketball and you're the basketball head, I had to put this story in. This is they're going for their 6th national championship, and I think it was like the 16th time they've been in the Final Four. This is his farewell tour, and this is not a very talented team that started at the beginning of the year, and they struggled getting into the tournament, and look where they're at now.
Yeah, and I think they have a very good shot at winning this whole thing. And I'll tell you what, that Banchero player they have, Paolo Banchero, he's going to be a very good NBA player. I could just tell. I mean, he looks like he already has an NBA physique. He can take the ball to the basket. He can shoot a little bit. I definitely think Duke has a shot here to win this whole thing, because I don't think any team is overly impressive. Like where you're like, yeah, that's the clear cut winner right there. I think there's a lot of doubt on who it is that's going to win this whole thing. So I think Coach K definitely has a chance for sure.
So as we're recording, we still have Miami versus Kansas, St. Peter versus North Carolina. North Carolina and St. Peter, winner of that is going to face Duke in the Final Four. And then you got Kansas and Miami of Florida, which will play Villanova. Jesus, yeah, Villanova. I can't believe they're still in there.
Jay Wright and Villanova. He's just a good coach. I mean, he's constantly his team always finds a way to make it deep in this tournament.
Yeah. So if it's North Carolina versus Duke, that'll be crazy, because North Carolina went to Duke for Coach K's final home game and put a whooping on them. And Coach K spoke to the audience right after the game and said he was embarrassed and this is not Duke basketball and so forth. So, I mean, this is the rematch. This would be the rematch, and this would be the grudge match to get to that championship game.
Yeah, it will definitely be interesting to see if that's what happens. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. A 15 seed making it all the way to the Final Four.
That's nuts.
I mean, there's never been a 15 seed to make it to the Final 8. They're the first.
I mean, if they beat North Carolina,
the Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight,
gotta
right?
say it properly.
Yeah,
the Elite Eight.
If they beat North Carolina, I think I still think Duke takes care of them. But I'll put some change on them if they beat North Carolina. I'll put some change on them.
Yeah, I mean, roll with the underdog. Because the bet, the value of the bet. That's what's appealing. You know, you bet a little money, you can win a lot of money. It's the same thing with boxing. If you have a feeling on a certain fighter, you know, taking out somebody who's highly favored, you can win a lot of money putting in a little money. So go ahead. Go crazy. If St. Peter's makes it there, why not?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. All right, story number 2. The Portland Pickles need your help. Yes, I said Portland Pickles need your help finding their stolen mascot, Dylan T. Pickle. We don't relish telling you this, but it's kind of a big deal. I had to. Dad jokes all day. The Portland Pickles baseball team says their beloved mascot, Dylan T. Pickle, has been stolen, and they're seeking the public's help in bringing him home safe. It all started in the Dominican Republic, where Dylan was making an appearance at the Caribbean Baseball Series. He was due to return to Oregon via New York City on January 31st. A week later, the team tweeted out some jarring news. Alert message from the Delta showing that the bag he was traveling in had been lost somewhere in John F. Kennedy Airport. Yeah, what do you think about this, man? Someone stole a whole mascot, brother.
I mean, I think the rise in thefts are up with catalytic converters and mascots recently. I mean, mascot is right there next to catalytic converters.
So I just put the picture up there for you to see. Can you see it now? There
it is.
It looks like a big old watermelon.
Dylan Pickles.
Yeah, so that's insane. Like, who would steal that? I mean,
we gotta bring Dylan home. If you guys have any information on this, please contact the local authorities. We gotta figure this out.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on this story, and yeah, this is kind of a big deal.
Bump.
Yeah. All right, story number 3, and this one had me laughing all week, and I had to bring it up to the show. A Brazilian singer says she's no longer ashamed to let it rip after she was hospitalized with a case of trapped farts. This is so up Eddie's alley, bro. This is such Eddie's humor, and he's not here for this one. So for E-ROC, he needs to be here for this one, and I'm pretty sure you'll bring it up next week because he loves fart jokes.
Oh, better out than in, for sure. Man, I can't imagine. Well, yeah, I can. I'll let him rip on stage. I don't care.
You let him rip on stage? You crop dust?
If I have to. There's no shame in my game.
Oh my God, Vivian. Go ahead.
It's a natural body function. It happens.
Yeah,
you gotta fart.
Yeah, that's right. But that smell ain't natural. That thing will.
I mean, the worst is when the crowd's got to eat it. But you got to do what you got to do. The show must go on, Z.
Oh my God! At least it'll prepare you forward. Vivian de Queiroz Perea, better known as her stage name by Polka, made the admission in a recent Instagram story that she was treated for intestinal gas buildup. The 27-year-old told her 15.7 million followers, Jesus, she was too embarrassed to pass gas in front of her partner, so she held it in. She held her farts in for extended periods.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Literally. Let it go.
Yeah, just let it go. Polka claimed that she had watched TikTok videos and told her to ignore any discomfort caused by the gas. However, the pain became so severe that she decided to seek medical attention. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, TikTok is great for a lot of shit. It's good for laughs. It's good for some instructional stuff, like common sense stuff that wasn't taught to you by your parents or somebody that had common sense. But TikTok, do not go to TikTok for fucking medical advice.
Absolutely not. Here's the other thing, Z. Wasn't this lady surrounded by a bunch of people? Couldn't she just say it wasn't me? Like, if she got embarrassed, someone's like, "Did you fart?" No, it wasn't me. Look how many people are up on this stage. Why would you single me out? I don't even fart.
Yeah, she is drop dead gorgeous. She probably farts flowers. That's how gorgeous she is.
Fart. Just fart right now. You'll feel better.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm not gonna be upstage with you or down stage or left stage with you. I'm gonna stay back of the audience when I go see you perform, because if you're letting them rip, I do not want to be in your vicinity, brother.
Probably safest just stay in the crowd.
You hope you have a fog machine to cover that up, man.
Don't be in the front row.
Yeah, I just won't be in the front row. Don't get crop dusted.
I feel bad. I really feel bad. Like, this is where we are as a society, where you have to hold your farts in, pretend like it's not something you don't do.
I mean, you excuse yourself, go to the washroom. It's very simple. Take the 15 steps and go to the washroom. Let it rip. Let it rip in there.
Business meetings, sometimes it's more rude to leave the business meeting to fart. instead of just fart right there in the business meeting.
Let me tell you something. You fart in a business meeting with a closed room, you're gonna end that meeting real quick, man.
I feel bad for the young lady. Hope she'll recover from this.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She's got 15.7 million followers. She makes money just by talking about farts. Oh, man. All right. I'm Big Z, and that's been news to me. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
This is Enrique Calderon coming to you from True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast. Come check me out on social media, Enrique Calderon Official on Instagram and Facebook. Check us out.
Y te lo dice,
Enrique Calderon.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-ROC and Big Z. In for E-ROC is a Mike LOGIK, baby.
Yo.
This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Z, what's going on with the Madhouse on Madison and the Chicago Blackhawks? They still playing hockey? They're still doing that hockey thing?
Apparently, they're still showing up. I don't know why. Some fans are also showing up. I don't know why. Maybe because the tickets are super cheap and you got those diehards. The Chicago Blackhawks. I told you guys the trades were coming, and they came fast and furious. They made some more moves, with most notable one being the trading of their goalie, Marc-Andre Fleury. With about 16 games left, it's time to evaluate the young talent on the team, the talent they acquired, and the veterans. They might be able to land you some more draft picks and some more young guys prospects that can put you over in the next 4 to 5 years. So I don't know if they're going to keep Taves and Kane, the dynamic duo, but they are getting older, and it might be time to trade them and start fresh as they've been doing to everything else. You don't want to have players stay too long, and you want some assets in return. And the Blackhawks, who have a black eye right now with everything that happened in the past year with the the whole lawsuit of the hazing and so forth. Yeah. So yeah, it's time to turn the page and have everything new from this point forward. What do you think, Mike?
Whenever you have, a black eye over the organization like that, you kind of have to just turn the page and hope for a new and better day, because that thing's ugly and that thing was looming, and there's gonna have to be some more turnover probably, and hopefully the Blackhawks eventually get back to a culture that can be respected and well liked, not just by Blackhawks fans, but just by hockey fans around the world, and just fans in general of sports. But I don't really have that much to say about the Blackhawks. I haven't paid too much attention to them, and sadly, one of the only things I really heard about them were the allegations, of the hazing and things of that nature. So
yeah, and it's very sad because you're not a hockey fan, but then you hear about the negativity of what they've been going through, and that leaves a bad taste in your mouth, because you're like, why am I to watch hockey if that's the type of organization that they're running there? Why would I support that team? So that's going to turn.
You're not doing yourself any favors,
right? It's going to turn away the casual fan that would be like, hey, you want to go to a hockey game? It's like, no, man, I don't want to support that kind of culture. So I understand it. I'm a Chicago sports fan, so I support all my teams. But right now, the Blackhawks are in the backseat. I don't even wear my Blackhawks gear anymore, just because I can't fathom that right now.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. And like I said, hopefully they can turn the page and start building up a winning culture again. Because the Blackhawks were the shit for a while.
Yeah, they were. All right, Mike. All right, Mike, what's up with Sea Red Nation and the Chicago Bulls?
It's kind of a tough week for the Bulls, wasn't it, Z? They lost to the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got spanked by the New Orleans Pelicans, who have been a heck of a lot better since they acquired CJ McCollum.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pelicans were just on fire. So they were playing the Cavs on Saturday night. They needed a win because they also wanted to have that tiebreaker over the Cavs for playoff seeding. They did get the win, 98-94. It shouldn't have been as close as it was. They only allowed 35 points at halftime to the Cavaliers. So it looked like the Bulls were going to run away with this, but anytime you're playing a team in the NBA, you have got to keep your foot on pedal because these are professional basketball players. I don't care if they've only won 22 games. Cleveland Cavaliers have won 41 games, and they tried to mount a comeback. They did mount a comeback. They just couldn't close it out. The Bulls were able to do what they had to do. Zach LaVine scored 25 points. For the Cavs, it was Darius Garland. I want to talk about Ayo DeSumo for a second, though, because he was huge and instrumental in that win at the end of the game. His defense, his propensity to play just in your face defense. Now he did make a small mistake. I believe it was either Karis LeVert or Garland who were shooting a three at the end of the game when it was really close. Kind of got a little too handsy with either, I can't remember if it was Garland or LeVert. Either way, he got a little too handsy. He got called for a foul. It was a 3-point. It could have been easy 3 points. But rookie mistake. I can't fault the man. He plays extremely hard defense. I've liked what I've seen from Ayo. Kobe White did not have a very strong game. He only got 20 minutes, three shots at the basket. Vooch didn't play bad. And I don't think Vooch has played bad this season. Like I just don't think. I think he's been underutilized, as we've spoken about. Vooch finished with 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. I think Vooch has been pretty steady. Like I think that fans want to see him put up these gaudy numbers, but when you're playing with a duo like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, you don't have to put up these gaudy numbers. You just have to be consistent. I think Vooch has been consistent. So.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What I've seen this season.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you have DeMar DeRozan, who's coming to the team and taking over as the number one, and then Zach LaVine as the number 2, Vooch at this point moves a slot down to number 3. And like you said, he just has to be consistent. You have to give me the 15, the 20 points a game and give me my 10 to 12 rebounds. Now he's consistent because he's been a double machine and he'll do it in spurts. But there is times where he's not showing up and he wants to hang out at the 3-point line, and it's like, dude, we need your big body down by the rim to pick up some rebounds because we're a small team right now, and there shouldn't be guards who average more, who get more rebounds than you do. Caruso had 8 rebounds. Vooch had 9. That's not right.
Now, Caruso, he crashes the boards hard though. I think. Caruso just has a nose for the ball, regardless whether he's defending somebody or he's trying to grab a defensive rebound. That's just his game. He's not worried about offense. He'll take the offense as it comes. I think he put in like 10 points yesterday. He'll take what he can get, but he's more concerned about making plays for other people and then playing hard-nosed defense and trying to make it as difficult as possible for the other team to get a basket. Like, he takes pride in his defense. I think it has been something that is carried over to the entire team. I think the way him and Lonzo have played defense this season, and even Ayo. I think the veterans see the way Ayo plays defense, and it makes them step up their level of play and intensity on the defensive end. But I think what we need to do now is look at the schedule going forward.
Yes, sir.
Because this is big. The Bulls, to my knowledge, they are 0-16 against top 3 teams. I would feel a whole lot better, Z, if we had gotten a couple wins. If we've gotten 5 or 6 wins against these top 3 teams in the East. Because that just lets you know they're going to be a playoff team. Could be the first round, could be the second round, but that's it.
I mean, right now, what it looks like, because they are the 5th seed as of Sunday. If the playoffs started today, they're playing the Bucks, and there's no way they win a series against the Bucks.
And then Boston's in 3rd right now?
Boston's in 3rd right now. I think they're tied, but I think Celtics have the tiebreaker.
Man, so for me, it doesn't matter who the Bulls play in that 4th seed, whether it's Boston or Milwaukee. I don't think they are coming out with a W in that playoff round. So looking forward, on Monday, the 28th, they play the New York Knicks. And you can look at New York's record and you can see how they were a disappointment this season. But if you don't think you have to come ready to play against Tom Thibodeau's team, you are going to be sadly mistaken, because they're going to get up for this game. I promise you. It is not going to be a blowout for the Bulls. This is going to be a tough win. Another tough win that they can get on Tuesday. So they have back-to-backs. They play the Wizards. That's another tough team, especially with the acquisition of Kristaps Porzingis. He's been a nice fit for the Wizards. And then they play the Clippers. Clippers are going to be another tough team. This schedule, along with the Bucks schedule, is the toughest in the East.
This is wild, because the Knicks, like you said, it's not one of those games you overlook. You're going to see tough defense, and the thing is that their offense is sporadic. So I still think, like you said, the Knicks come out for this game. You have also the resurgence of the Wizards after the trade. They've been playing actually pretty good ball. Unfortunately, they're like the 11th seed. Then you got the Clippers, who are a mosh posh of, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Clippers.
Talented.
They're very talented. The Clippers are always talented.
They're missing their stars. So then you got Miami.
Yep.
I would really like to see the Bulls beat Miami.
That's if Jimmy Butler plays.
With or without Jimmy, I think the Bulls can beat Miami. Not in a series, but I think they can get a win.
Mm-hmm.
They can get a top 3, and then they play the Bucks the day after. A couple days after Miami, they play the Bucks on the 4th. On the 5th.
Yep.
And then they have a back-to-back with Boston.
Yep.
This is murderer's row. And then they play Charlotte on the 8th, and they finish with a to-be-determined time against the Minnesota Timberwolves on the 10th. So that is, and the Timberwolves are tough too. Anthony Edwards is a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Cat has raised his level of play.
So
Cat is definitely one of the better players in the league.
Right. So you have 8 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 games left. What do you think they go? Do they go above 500 or below 500 on this?
Oof. I'm gonna say below 500, Z, because just looking at how they do against top 3 teams,
mm-hmm.
but they got to play some of those. They got to play Miami, Milwaukee, and Boston back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of those are they going to beat?
No.
If you had to guess, probably say Boston, right?
Yep.
Charlotte's going to play them tough. It could go either way. I say the Bulls get a win there. Minnesota is the one where I think Minnesota is going to beat the Bulls. I just have a feeling Minnesota's been playing. They've been playing well. It might not have. I haven't looked at their record. I just know that they've been playing well. Anthony Edwards, like I said, he's one of my favorite young players. D'Angelo Russell's still a stud. And then obviously we talked about Cat. So I'm going to say they go right below 500.
I'm going to go exactly at .500. They'll go 4-4. I do see them beating the Hornets because that's not their type of game of up and down with no defense. That's the Celtics would be a kind of a even matchup as they've shown all year that they've been in the 4 or 5 slots, bouncing back and forth. They don't beat the Timberwolves because it's a big team. They don't beat the Bucks, another big team that has inside and outside presence. The Heat
haven't beat them in God knows how long.
Right.
How many appearances?
Mm-hmm. And then I think the Heat and the Clippers are winnable games. I don't see them beating the Heat. I do see them beating the Knicks and the Wizards. Again, I have 4 wins. My wins are going to be the Knicks, the Wizards, the Hornets, and the Celtics. And then they're losing the other 4.
Yeah, so the way I looked at the schedule is they could win their first 3. New York, Washington, LA. They could win those 3. Then they could lose those next 3, Miami, Milwaukee, Boston. And then Charlotte, Minnesota, toss-ups. Go either way.
Yeah, the Minnesota could be a toss-up because they might rest players because they're in the playoffs or so forth, and they might not need the game. So that's always a toss-up when it's the last game of the season. But the big question right now, the big cloud that's hanging over the Bulls is what is going on with Lonzo Ball and his knee.
It's just it's not right for whatever reason. They're not going to tell us much. He had a setback. He hasn't been cleared for practice yet. I don't even know if he's been cleared for running. I think they're gonna wait. He honestly might not play for the rest of the season, and they might not be coming out to say it right away. But that's the reality. Hopefully, he gets healthy for the first round of the playoffs. That'd be great. He's got some time still.
We'll see. Yeah, we've got about 2 weeks before the playoff starts. I
don't have a good feeling. I don't have a good feeling about his knee.
No, do I. He was clear for the light running, and then he had that setback. I guess some fluid built up in the knee, so they just shut him down.
Yeah.
And that's a normal thing to happen with the knee. The knees are very fickle, as all us old guys know. They can swell up at a heartbeat notice. So. I don't see him coming back for the playoffs. What I feel also is that DeMar's playing hurt, and it's showing in his scoring.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, because he's down. He's down what? He's down 10 points.
Yeah, he is
last
down.
Month.
Yep, he's been down 10 points. He does not look aggressive. He looks sluggish. He looks like he doesn't.
I think that could also be like the war of attrition, and they're just tired at this point. This is another reason why I think 82 games is too long. Because the level of play starts to slip,
and for me, you got to do it like the MLB does is extend the roster. I mean, you're only allowed 15 guys on the roster. Add another 3 spots, and have your affiliate be able to, like in baseball, call up and bring down players, and again have your minor leagues and develop your minor leagues and develop your minor league team, so that way you have some talent that you can bring up. They don't have that right now. That's not what the NBA is doing, and they'll have it at some point. But I still think you need to add 3 more roster spots because there's a lot of talent out there in the what is that called? The minor league NBA, the
G League.
Oh, the G League. Yeah, they changed the name to the G League.
Yeah, the G League.
Yeah, so there's some talent out there, and there's a couple guys that didn't this guy just get signed to? Was it Charlotte? The point guard. The
problem is it's 5-on-5 though.
Yeah.
So you're trying to make up for a 25, 26 point per game score out of G League players and bench players, and it's not really possible.
No.
So it's the difference, and especially with baseball because you have series. You have multiple games that you're playing against a team, so it's expected that you're not going to have to face their best players every single. Well, you're definitely not going to have to face their best pitcher every single game. A lot of the rotational players will see time. The stars pretty much play the whole series, though.
Yeah, what I mean by that is like your Alex Caruso, who came up through the G League. Your Isaiah Thomas, who just got signed to Charlotte with a 10-day contract, and then he's been doing well this week. I haven't kept up.
They signed him for the rest of the season, I think.
Right. So there is talent that can be had, and also maybe like in soccer where you have an affiliate overseas. I know the Bulls have they've been pretty active overseas. So is San Antonio and Toronto.
So what you're saying is you want to see more Matt Thomas out there?
Who? No, I do not want to see Matt Thomas. Anybody?
That's where we're headed.
You think the drop off is that big?
Absolutely. You're talking about one of the top 15 players in the league, and trying to make up for his production with bench players. It's just not possible. It's a huge drop off.
I'm gonna have to agree with you with the amount of talent that's out there. I still think there's talent to be discovered because it's a worldwide sport, just like soccer is. I'm not trying to replace DeMar DeRozan with 3 role players. I'm trying to spell the guys that need that time. You know, that I don't want to see Matt Thomas. I want to see someone better than Matt Thomas, and I can assure you that somebody in the G League that's better than Matt Thomas.
I would agree with you. He's out there.
He's out.
Find him.
All right, let's transition over to the baseball side of this. The Chicago Cubs made a transaction this week. The Tampa Bay Rays acquired outfield Harold Ramirez in a trade with the Chicago Cubs this past Friday. Ramirez batted .268 with 7 homers, 41 RBIs in 99 games with Cleveland last season. He was acquired by the Cubs for cash in November, so they quickly flipped him. Chicago got a minor league infielder Esteban Quiroz in the deal with Tampa Bay. The 30-year-old Quiroz hit .268, 12 homers, and 48 RBIs in 68 games with AAA Durham last year. A native of Cartagena, Colombia, Ramirez is 27 with a 271. He's a 271 hitter over parts of 3 seasons with Miami and Cleveland. He ranked 6th among NL rookies with 116 for the Marlins in 2019. The Cubs are patching left and right. This is not the year that they're going to be competitive. This is the year they're putting their plans, the building blocks for the next couple of years to be competitive. Again, they signed Suzuki. Obviously, Suzuki is not going to be the savior for this year. He's going to be the focal point going forward. We don't know what's going on.
Him and Stroh are the big splashes.
I'm sorry?
Him and Stroman are the big splashes.
Oh, yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. And we, again, they had the arbitration issue with Contreras, and now they don't know what's going to happen with Contreras if he's going to resign. And to be honest with you, the time to trade Contreras would be right now, so that way he can be acclimated with a new pitching staff, and that way it works on both sides. But if you don't, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. I mean,
I think they move him. I think they move him.
I mean. I don't want to see
him
go.
I don't think they're looking at this as a season where they're going to where they think they have a chance to make the playoffs. I think they know that this is just a rebuilding season. It's like, why hold on to this guy? Let him get what you can for him. Move him on. Let him get on with his career. He's done his time here. Got us a World Series. Thank you, Wilson Contreras. You will be missed.
Agreed. Let's switch over to the south side of town. The Chicago White Sox designated the Yerminator, Yermin Mercedes. He will start the season on the IL because of a left-hand injury. A CT scan on Friday showed that he has a hairline fracture in his hand. The team said he will have to have surgery, and the projected time is 6 to 8 weeks. I
saw that. I was going to send you a message. Make sure you're okay. No, but I figured you were already seen the news, so it's like,
yeah. I'm on top of White Sox news, and the thing is, here's my issue with that is that he is on the roster as designated as the backup catcher, and right now we don't have a designated backup catcher. There's a couple minor leaguers up and down that we can plug in there, but nobody that is major league ready. And Yermin was slated to be kind of in that DH role and spell Yaz here and there, but I've never seen him play catcher, so I can't say what his skills are as a catcher, and I really don't think he's going to be missed. So apparently he has matured and has been turning stuff around. He hasn't been acting like a big baby in the locker room and for the past 6 weeks, and he's been working out. So I don't know what's going to happen with this kid.
Best of luck to the Yerminator.
That's right. Best of luck.
All right, fans. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. This is the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you'll be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers.
Hey, this is Mikey O, and you're listening to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast. Don't forget to visit Mikey O at Mikey O Show or www.MikeyOShow.com.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-ROC and Big Z. In for E-ROC is Mike Logic.
Yo.
This is the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line.
In this segment, we discuss the biggest Chicago sports topic of the week. And this week, it's all about Chicago's teams and their inability to win consistently. So, Mike Logic, I'm going to give you all 5 teams, the Bears, the Bulls, the Cubs, the Sox, and the Blackhawks. Which one is the biggest disappointment or the one that has the most inability to win consistently?
The White Sox, Z. It's got to be the White Sox.
Shots fired.
It's the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are the dumpster team right now. No one's even talking about the Blackhawks. I couldn't name you like 4 or 5 players, and I pay enough attention to sports to where I can name players on other teams that I don't pay attention to. I can't name you 4 or 5 players on this squad. It has to be the Blackhawks.
You know what? All right, so I want to say, if you look at it right now, who is in recent time, which one has the most inability to win consistently or the biggest disappointment, however you want to put it, it is number 1. It's got to be the Blackhawks. Yes, they really dropped the ball with their black eye. They dropped the ball by keeping a couple of the players beyond their years. The way they're trading everybody away right now, new GM, all that stuff is going on. So right now, yeah, they are the dumpster fire. But who would be I'm sorry?
We know it's not the Sox. We know it's not the Sox, even though I joke.
No, it's not.
Sox were a playoff squad last year.
Yep.
Okay. We know it's not the Bulls. Bulls are going to be a playoff squad.
Mm-hmm.
The Cubs are in a rebuilding mode. We saw the writing on the wall.
Yep.
That leaves the Blackhawks.
Well, but who would be your number 2 though? Who would be right behind the Blackhawks? Is it the Bears or the Cubs?
It would be the Cubs. I think the Bears are a team that's on the rise, especially when you think that you drafted your franchise quarterback. You're hopefully about to see him take steps further to proving that being correct. A lot of turnover in the front office. You got a new GM. You got a new head coach. You got a new coaching staff. Bunch of new players. Gotten rid of Khalil Mack. You got some picks out of it. Ryan Poles continues to clean house. If he doesn't think you're worth being on this roster, you're gone. So yeah, I'd say it would be the Cubs next. I think the Bears are on the rise, not so much the Cubs.
So it's funny you say the Cubs, but they are the last one to win a championship. Am I correct? I mean, they won in 2016, and none of us have. I mean, the Blackhawks won it the year before, I believe, in 2015. Sox haven't won a championship since 05, Bulls since 98, Bears since God knows when, 1985. So, if you look at
I might have
championships,
misunderstood the question. Then I might have misunderstood the question.
No, we're talking about recency, but I'm talking about like, they haven't won championships in a while. But then you look at the playoffs.
Well, then it's the Bears.
Then yeah, I mean, if you're looking at, yeah, go ahead.
I'm say the Bears haven't won a Super Bowl since 1985.
Mm-hmm. And every other team has won lately.
The Bulls won a championship in 98. Sox won in 05. Cubs 2016. Blackhawks have won multiple. I don't remember the years.
Yeah, 11, 13, 15 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you look at championships, the Blackhawks and the Bulls are the ones who have the most championships. But pretty much what I wanted to phrase when I thought of this question is, which team is consistently in the running for playoffs and keeps you excited? Not the ones and dones. And if you look at the Bears, they've been in 2 Super Bowls in our lifetime, a couple playoffs appearances. The Bulls are our beloved Bulls. The Michael Jordan era, and then you had the Derrick Rose era. So we had that. That's a good era. So I'm gonna take the Bulls out of that because they've been doing well and they're on the rise now with a new GM and a new team. The Cubs and the Sox. The Cubs, you have the 2016 Cubs. All those guys were lovable and relatable, and they all came up with the organization through the draft, and some were traded in, but they were still part of that whole thing. But they remind me of the Bears so much, where they had so much talent and they only produced one championship.
Yeah, the plan was sustained success, and that didn't come to fruition. Theo's gone, the mastermind behind it. He's gone. Still got Jed, but it didn't turn out the way that they thought it was. They thought they were going to get multiple wins out of that team. It just shows you how hard it is to produce a winner, somebody who is consistently winning. That's why you have to tip your hat. You don't have to like them, you don't have to love them, you don't have to watch them, but you have to respect them. What the New England Patriots have done, even this season with Mac Jones, you have to respect an organization like that. And in the NBA, it was the Spurs for a bunch of seasons that were consistently winning, consistently in the playoffs, consistently in the hunt. Shout out Coach Pop for being the all-time winningest coach in NBA history, as far as wins, not championship wins. It is really hard to sustain success. Someone is always looking to knock you off.
I totally agree with you. And then not to mention my Sox again, but the Sox caught lightning in a bottle. They had they had the best chemistry, and they just went through an 05 from wire to wire, and then couldn't reproduce that the next year or the year after that, or even in 08 with the blackout game and all that stuff. So they also are one of the organizations that had kind of the one and done, and then haven't had a playoff appearance for over 10 years, and then they're finally back. So the Sox are looking up.
They're in their window.
Yeah,
they're in their window.
They're in the window, and I think last year was the window to win it, and unfortunately they ran out of gas towards the end. This year, everyone got stacked. So much free agents went to great contenders, and you got like Castellanos and Schwarber went over to Philadelphia with what's this pretty boy's name? Chris Bryant's boy. Why can't I think of his name?
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, Bryce Harper, that boy. Yeah, so I mean, they got a stacked outfield. I
was gonna say Bryce Drew. I'm like thinking of NCAA.
Yeah, you got that, and what I'm saying, the MLB got, and then literally Boston and the Dodgers have a all-star infield. Literally, all 5 of those guys can start out, on an all-star team. So it's gonna be a tough season. Correa, E's boy, he thought he was going to the Cubs, and he went to Minnesota, and that's gonna bite us in the ass because Minnesota's gonna get better. And then Detroit is a young team that has great pitching. They picked up Javi, and they're not going to be the dumpster fire that they've always been. They're not the Lions. The Tigers are actually going to be a competitive team that is going to show up for the series. So it's hard to tell which one is the most inconsistent team, but like you said, You want your organization to be modeled after the Patriots, who've been winning for 20 years. You want the San Antonio formula where you have the consistency of Pop, and that the system, it doesn't matter what players are in, the system is what wins.
This is a very good multi-layered question, Z. You can frame it a lot of different ways and come up with a lot of different answers. So my hat's off to you on this one.
Oh, thanks, brother. And that's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line.
All right, fans, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you will be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with E-ROC and Big Z. In for E-ROC is Mike Logic, baby. Oh, yeah.
Yo.
All right, Mike, it's that time again, brother.
Uh-oh.
You know what time it is. It's time for Stirring the Pot.
Stir it up.
All right, brother. I didn't post it in the outline because I didn't want you to have an advance copy of what I'm going to ask you. So here is my question today. Today, there's a new product that came out by the company called Pepsi. And what they're doing is they're coming up with new formulas for you to drink, brother. So my question to you is, would you drink this combination? It's a collaboration. Would you drink a Pepsi and IHOP maple syrup cola?
Pepsi and IHOP? First of all, I don't like Pepsi, so strike one. And I think IHOP is trash. Strike two. Then maple syrup. Now I know pop is made out of syrup.
Yeah.
But maple syrup, sounds like it sounds like you could pour this pop over pancakes.
Yeah, man. So it's a yay or nay?
It's a nay. No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on with you with the hell no. There's no way I want to combine maple syrup with Pepsi. I don't even like Pepsi as it is because it's way too sweet. I'm a Coca-Cola person.
That's what I'm saying, Z. But they're not paying us, so I didn't want to big up Coke too much.
That's okay. I mean, IHOP is never gonna be our sponsor anyway, so you can trash them all you want.
I will. I'll continue to trash IHOP. I think their food is terrible.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to fucking Denny's.
Oh, Denny's all day. That two was it 2 for 2 or the Tutti Frutti Fresh and Fruity?
I'll do the pigs in the blanket
all day.
Answer is hell no. Everybody out there is saying hell no right now.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't know. There's no way. Who drinks that kind of shit? I mean, there's no way I would want to drink that.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Z,
what's up?
You been watching any TV?
Yeah, I had a lot
Look at
that. I had a lot of time this week, so I actually watched Halloween Kills. Don't watch that. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's a waste of time.
It's okay.
It's whatever. I guess it's because
I found moments to be very funny.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess maybe because I've forgotten a lot of the details of the original story, that it's like, oh, whatever. The trick or treating obviously is part of Halloween and all that, but I mean, there was some continuity in the story, as I can say that, but it wasn't something that's like, oh my god, it's good.
Jason seems like he's like, Michael.
Yeah.
Either way, Jason or Michael, they seem like they're 70 years old, but they always find a way to catch you. They always find a way to catch up. I don't get it. So it's like, what are you expecting when you watch these type of movies?
Yeah, you're not looking for realism at all. No.
It's like watching a Steven Seagal movie.
He's a badass.
What are you expecting?
Oh man, yeah. So put that to the side. If you want to watch, if you're a fan of that, go ahead and watch it. It's an okay movie. It's nothing. I just watched it because it was the first thing that came up on my Hulu or whatever he was on. Another thing that I did watch, and this is actually a really good series. It is on Peacock, because WWE stuff library is now on Peacock, and they produced a great series. I think there's like 7 episodes. It's called WWE Villains. So they go, and it's about 45 minutes to an hour. They spend each episode on a different character or different villain in WWE, and it could be from Roman Reigns to Triple H to Stephanie McMahon to all these villains or bad guys, and they go through the beginning, the middle, and the end. So it's a really good series, well produced. It kind of feels like something that was like on True Hollywood Story kind of atmosphere. So it looks like a good documentary. Is this something you'll watch, Mike?
Yeah, sure. I like watching beyond the
mat.
What's the
Beyond the Mat?
Beyond the Mat. Yeah, I like watching documentaries like that. I always find something from there that I can take that I didn't know before. I like documentaries in general. Documentaries are always kind of eye-opening to me for the most part. If they're done well. So yeah, if it's a documentary, chances are I'll watch it. Sure.
Awesome. And lastly, my last show that I caught this week is called Ptolemy Gray. And this is starting Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's an older man in looks like in the Atlanta area. And he is suffering from like dementia and Alzheimer's. And he is offered the opportunity to regain his memory by taking this shot. And it's a series of shots. And he starts remembering everything from childhood up till now. So he has his full spectrum of memory. And I want to know where he can get this shot, because I forget what I did last week. And people telling me stories of stuff I did 5 years ago. I don't remember none of that. So sign me up for that shot.
I'm sure there's a catch to that shot, though. I'm sure when I start watching the show and I dive into the show, I'll find out, because there's always a catch.
Yeah, you'll find that on Apple. It's a weekly show. It's an episodic show that comes out every Friday. So I'm excited to see that every Friday when I get home from work. All right, man. What are you watching up, Mike?
I'm only like 20 years late, probably, but I started watching The Wire.
Oh boy.
Fantastic show, great writing, amazing. It is definitely a top 10 type of show all time. I just slept on it for a very, very long time. Finally getting into it. I'm in season 2. If you have never watched The Wire, take it from me, check it out.
Yeah, it's got an all-star cast with Michael Kenneth, Idris Elba, Michael B. Jordan. It's got an all-star cast. You'll see a lot of people that moved on to other big shows on there. I've watched, I think, a season and a half. I just stopped watching it just because I stopped having HBO for a while. But that's probably something I'll jump back into, and I'll catch up with you.
Yeah, it's a great show. I'm really enjoying it.
Anything else you're watching that's not sports?
That's pretty much it. You gave me a couple names that I could start watching. Definitely that Samuel L. Jackson show I'll get into. I've been watching Winning Time, the show about the Lakers.
Yeah, of course.
In the 80s.
Of course you are.
Of course. You know I'm watching that. Yeah, so if you guys aren't watching that yet, get on that right now. Catch up. I think episode 4 comes out
tonight.
It will be tonight, which is Sunday.
Right.
So I mean, John C. Reilly's gonna win an award for his portrayal of Dr. Jerry Buss. He's a fantastic actor.
All right. So did you know that was supposed to go to Will Ferrell?
Yes, I did.
Oh, look at you.
And now they're no longer talking because Will Ferrell wanted that part so much.
Yeah, so the writer or producer, whatever, he was friends with
Adam
all three.
McKay.
Yeah, he's friends with all three of them, and him and Will had a falling out, and then he didn't tell Will that they put John C. Reilly, so now all three of them have beef, and John C. Reilly's like, wow,
they made the right call with
yeah.
John C. Reilly. Will Ferrell could not do that.
no,
He's not built like John C. Reilly.
no, it'd be a different portrayal, and it would not be as good. Yeah, speaking of Will Ferrell, did you watch that last series on Apple, the shrink thing, where he was going to a shrink and so forth?
No, I did not catch that. I know what you're talking about. I did not catch that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good show. I think the first 5-6 episodes are really good, and then it kind of dies down, and then I find out that it's an actual true story. So that's the only thing that kept me going, that I found out it was a true story. All right, then. I think that'll be it for today, brother.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. I got some things I gotta go do.
There you go.
Gotta go handle, and then watch some NCAA basketball later, maybe.
There we go.
All right, y'all. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and ACSI, Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCF podcast t-shirt. They are excellent. Check them out. Search for a keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TrueFan15 and check out for 15% off your entire order. That's TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. And don't forget to visit our guy Danny and friends at ACSI.tech and check out their career section to start a new exciting career in the communications industry. Go to ACSI.tech. That's ACSI.tech and click on careers to apply today and get your 2022 started off right. Do not forget Enrique Calderon's new single coming out now, and check him out on YouTube on all streaming platforms. And you know what we do on Shy Native Radio every Tuesday. You can check us out live, or you can check out the podcast, which is on Spotify and Anchor.fm. It's myself, Ideal Throw C. We talk sports, movies, and all types of ill-ish. Check us out. And I got an album out if you would like to check that out as well. It's called As I Was Saying. MikeLogic.bandcamp.com. Much love to y'all. Much love to Z. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Mike, I got the CD. It's in the actual CD player in my truck, and it's always on there. So I listen to it at least once a day. Love it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, also check out the video on YouTube. It's awesome, guys. It's one of my favorite videos that I keep on my playlist. So check him out on YouTube. Shout out to Ronesh, Panic, and Serious Beats, along with custom made for the beats we are playing today on today's show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your moment, merch, and gear.
Check us out on social media. You can find us at True Shy Fans on Twitter and on TikTok. You'll see E-ROC doing a whole bunch of dances on there. Find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify, and reach out to us on our email. We want to hear from you. Reach out to us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. Be happy to hear what you guys have to say. We love hearing from the fans. All right, Z. I think that's going to do it.
Yes,
I
sir.
am Mike Logic. Much love to everybody. Light, love, and peace. As my lady Throw MC would say, we will see you next week for episode 90. Until then, be good to each other.
For the love of sports. Thanks for filling in, sir.
Oh, no problem.
A few moments later.
You have a lot of incest.
That's real. Shut your mouth.
Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos. That's all. I shouldn't have had those artichoke poppers.